Okay, so our first and only review of the day is going to be for the Barry Jenkins film "If Beale Street Could Talk." If Beale Street Could Talk is a movie there starring Kiki Lane and Stephen Jones. There, Kiki Lane stars as a character named Tish, and then Stephen James stars a character as Alonzo. It deals with these two young couple there in love there, and this is also based on the acclaimed novel from famous author there, James Baldwin. There, this is his 1974 novel, and it tells the story of this man who is Alonzo there, who is in prison there. He's been accused of sexually assaulting a woman. In the midst of all this, he has his girlfriend, who's Tish, who's pregnant. And when you're seeing him in prison, the movie also details of how they met each other, how they fell in love with each other, how their families are kind of conflicting. There's tension there between the two families, Tish's family and Alonzo's family. Um, and then one thing, because this is my first time ever seeing this movie, I have not seen it before. And I was like, wow, this is like a all-star cast of people in this film. I mean, you got Regina King, you got Coleman Domingo, you got Tiana Paris is in this. You have hell, we got a Marvel person in here. Dominic Thorne is also in this. You got Riri Williams is in here. Diego Luna. You got the Rebel himself, Star Wars Rebel character in here. You got also Pedro Pascal makes a brief appearance in here. I was like, damn, this is a stacked cast. Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah, just an amazing cast of people in this film. Yeah, I've heard so much about it. I mean, Barry Jenkins, I said previously, we reviewed his other film during Black History Month, Moonlight, which I love Moonlight. I think Moonlight is one of the best movies of the 21st century. So I was eager to finally check this film out. Chris, what are your thoughts on If Beale Street Could Talk?
So this movie for me is special for a few reasons. 2018 was the year I was introduced to Letterboxd. Before this, I was just sharing my thoughts on Twitter, just tweeting my thoughts on what I was seeing. And this came out at the end of the year, and I thought my end of the year was going to be a two-way tie for number one. Was going to be between Black Panther and Annihilation, the Natalie Portman sci-fi film.
Mm.
And then this movie came out at the very end, and I'm like, never mind. This is my number one. Yeah, I already loved Moonlight. It was my favorite film the year it came out, and I was so happy when they got it wrong. They said La La Land, but it was actually Moonlight. I was very happy. So this movie, Barry Jenkins is so similar to Spike Lee in the way he's a black filmmaker. He makes films starring with a black cast, and he knows how to make black people look so beautiful on screen. Like the color, no matter what shade, like the color of their skin, whether it's Moonlight or If Beale Street Can Talk, the, the black people, they look beautiful, and the close-ups, Barry Jenkins close-ups are the best. And this movie, like you said, like this is, for me, this was a rewatch, and I forgot how many people were in this movie. I was like, whoa, like this is like Coleman Domingo. This was the first time I think I ever saw him in anything, but there was something about his performance and his presence that felt like I've known him for so long. Like he was one of these Hollywood OGs who I've seen countless times, but it wasn't. This was the first time I've seen him in a movie, and he's gone on to do so many amazing things since then. Stephen James, I saw him in this, and then the next year he was in 21 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman. They had really great chemistry there. Regina King, I think she won the Oscar for this film. I believe, she did, right?
Yeah.
And Dominique Thorne. I was like, that's Riri Williams. That's crazy. Anjanou Ellis Taylor, who's amazing. Michael Beach, Diego Luna, Brian Tyree Henry, Dave Franco. He's like everyone is in this movie. It's a beautiful film, and Nicholas Britell, the composer, his score, whether if it's Eden or Harlem or Agape, this score is all over TikTok. Like, it's used for so many different sounds, so many different edits, because it's just sweeping and beautiful and whimsical. And that's what a score should do. It should accompany what you're seeing. And that's how I would describe If Bill Street Can Talk. It is beautiful, even though, the story itself is tragic, because Lonnie, wait, is it Lonnie or Fonnie, Alfonso, he's innocent. He didn't do what he's being accused of, and he has a child on the way with his childhood sweetheart. There is tragedy to the story, but these when these characters are smiling, you kind of you have hope, and you realize, you know it's the story itself is bleak, the subject matter, but everything surrounding it is beautiful. So it's Barry Jenkins doing what he does best, and kind of playing with those different kind of dynamics,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this and with Moonlight, I mean, really put him on the map, I think, as being one of the premier, if I mean, Moonlight didn't do it already, as one of the premier directors in Hollywood there. And, always great to see black directors, kind of come up making such great movies, having such a great voice to be kind of to express their art in that. And you mentioned um the look of this film, gorgeous looking film, the way he
Yeah.
kinda shoots people and the way he shoots things, real eye there, for that, which is really amazing. In this the cinematographer on this movie, James Lexton, is the cinematographer on that, really just gorgeous looking that movie, and the same thing also happened with Moonlight as well. And that's why, I kinda give him a pass for something like Mufasa. It's like, I mean, I understand you gotta get the check, sometimes you gotta get the check, it's alright with that. And yeah, I mean, with Beale Street Talk, you mentioned the Academy Award for Regina King, who Regina King has just had this great career. I mean, in the latter part, people know her for being in so many things there. I mean, people know her as, especially her voice, being Huey and Riley from the Boondocks. Which was a great performance there. Sister Night and Watchmen, which I thought she was amazing. Which she just got put on the list of one of the 100 best television performances in the 21st century, there for her performance in Watchmen. And
Nice.
then this film, as far as the Academy goes, so this was it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Original Score, and then of course Regina King for Best Supporting Actress. She won for that. So I thought that was incredibly amazing there for that film as well there. Um the score you mentioned, because yeah, I've heard this score all through. I was like, oh, that's where that's from. Because I did hear the sound. I've heard this sound on TikTok plenty of times. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
I was like, oh, that is where this is from.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And it's such a beautiful score in the way that's done. It didn't end up winning though for the original score there. That's a shame there. And this the score here in this film was done by let me see here.
Nicholas Patel.
Nicholas Patel, yeah,
Yeah,
who had the music for it, and he does
he's
a
great.
fantastic, job, and then it just matches the beat of the movie so perfectly well, with that, which I thought was fantastic and amazing. What do you think? I mean, this being such kind of a uh, darker story, kind of the way it kind of turns a little bit. And a lot of people talk about, black trauma porn, their struggle movies, and that may be difficult for people to watch. There is do you get some of that watching If Bill Street Could Talk?
Not from If Bill Street Can Talk. Not like, as much as I love Judas and the Black Messiah, that movie, there's a lot of black folk getting killed by racist, hateful white folk, and that is can be hard to watch. Even though I love that film, and that was my favorite film of 2021. Um, Bill Street is not like that. There is blatant racism with white cops and young black folk, or um, a white passing Latin person, or just accusing this young black man of doing something he didn't do, because he wasn't even like, I believe, like, I have the movie on right now. It's on mute, but I'm pretty sure he had an alibi. Like, he wasn't even there the night she said this happened at this time at this, like he is clearly innocent, but because of the time and because he's a young black man, the system is against him, and he doesn't really have, um, an easy way out. So, it you could argue that it teeters on the trauma, on the black trauma porn, but I've definitely we've seen worse films, not worse films, but films that have stronger examples of black trauma.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, I get some people may say that with this film because it deals with him, Alonzo, in prison and him being falsely accused, because that's just so much is, about real life and kind of drawn from real life experiences there. That's a very serious problem in the world, as people know. And then, I know some people is like, I just want to see a movie, and I just want to be filled with joy and love and happiness there, and I don't want to see something too sad and depressing. So if you're maybe one of these people, maybe this is not completely for you. There, and I do understand where people coming from when they say that, of having more just black movies, not dealing with kind of all that kind of going on. A black movie that came out. I wasn't too huge of a fan of it. I didn't think it was that remarkable. But I thought it was solid. Did you ever see the movie The Photograph? Did you ever see that movie?
I did.
Yeah, that's with Lakeith Stanfield and Issa Rae, and
Hmm.
it's not remarkable, it's okay, but it's like, okay, it's a nice, cute love story type movie there that doesn't deal with too much, trauma or anything like that in it, which I thought was good. So there's that. But man, I mean, the performances here all around, everybody, like I said, just does such a stellar job in this movie. And just the way that just kind of this movie takes you to all the different points in this movie is really also really amazing. And the way the movie's told, because it is narrated by Tish, who's Kiki Lane there. And so it kind of does feel like you're, kind of has that book type feeling to it, of with the narration of her describing these events. And it's using James Baldwin's, writing,
Hmm.
which James Baldwin obviously is one of the greatest writers that we've ever had. Um, to be so kind of descriptive in his language and creative and imaginative there. So when these people are saying these words, it really puts it to life and really breathes life into them. I found that very amazing. And like there's a sequence where she's describing like her experience at when the baby's kicking and how that makes her feel, and she it's like Muhammad Ali and she's on the ropes and everything like that. Like I thought that was really good and really special there. But yeah, and you see Regina King, who in this movie is the mother of Tish, and how she almost, I mean, she becomes NCIS. She starts doing investigation, she goes to Puerto Rico there, she starts trying to, figure this case out and get to the bottom of it, which leads to some really great scenes there. So that's really great as well. I mean, there's really no weak link in this movie at all when it comes to the cast there, a little bit there. I did think Paige Besky, I mean, when he comes on, he's a little kind of stereotypical, kind of maybe Latino guy a little bit, but I still think he was really good in it there. So I appreciate that a lot. I forgot to mention even Angela Ellis, like even the little bit she's in the movie, like I think she's only in the movie for like one sequence,
Yeah,
one scene. Anjanou Nelson, like if you can't get a black mother, like if you can't get Angela Bassett, or if you can't get Viola Davis, Anjanou Ellis is probably the backup. She's the backup to the backup, and Anjanou Ellis is the black mother to Stephen James's character Alonzo, and she always is also really amazing there.
she's a great
Um,
actress. Yeah, she's great.
yeah, she's fantastic and delivers a phenomenal performance there here. And she was actually also just recently in Nickel Boys, just recently there, and she does great. So yeah, I mean, I loved really watching this movie and just the beauty of this movie. I mean, this is what cinema is all about. Really, I said the same thing about watching Sing Sing, which Coleman Domingo was in Sing Sing. I think he does a fantastic job there, as well. Do you have any issues with this movie?
I have no issues with this movie. I do want to see Stephen James in more things. I think him and Boyega could play brothers in something. They should do something together. Um,
Mm,
or maybe we can put him in the MCU or put him in James Gunn's new DC universe. But I want to see him in something. I know he's a Canadian actor. I know he's from Canada. But I want to see him more things. Um, Coleman Domingo, he's the best. I have no notes. This was, I gave it 5 stars, and yeah, this was my favorite film of 2018. Yeah, it was fantastic.
yeah. Yeah, so on a scale, yeah, I'd be this is cinema for it. Stephen James has been in things like you mentioned, 21 Bridges. He was also Selma there, where he played John Lewis. He was also
Yeah,
in
he was in Selma. That's right.
he was in Race, where he played Jesse Owens. He was in that as well.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that was like his kind of his claim to fame. That role really got him like some attention.
Yeah, so he was in that. I haven't seen Race,
I
and I
need
s-
neither have I. I need to see that. I need to watch it.
yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I haven't seen Selma either, actually.
I've s-
Um, hey, that's going there, Lucky Dog Podcast. That's going there, man. Much appreciated. There. Yeah. I mean, so if you, I mean, interested to check it out, it is on Disney Plus right now. But you have to have a Hulu subscription. So if you have Hulu, then you can just check it out on Hulu, or if you got it all together, then you can watch it on Disney Plus there. But I highly recommend people check this out. I mean, it was one of the best movies of 2018 when it came out. Totally understand why. Do the direction, do the writing of it, and this is Barry Jenkins is listed as a co-writer on this, along with the amazing writing of James Baldwin. The performances, the cinematography for the music of the film is very beautiful. Like, I just would want to listen to a soundtrack. I think just get the soundtrack of it. I mean, it'd be cool just to listen to that and just chill out to that with this film. So I would give it a really high peak. Loved it. Really, really loved it a lot in this, and just how all the characters interact with each other, and just seeing this family and being prepared to step up for this kid, in the time of when this kid needs it, which I thought was amazing there. So yeah, absolutely high peak for me for If Beale Street Could Talk there, and this is cinema for Chris Black Stubs Podcast there, for this film. So yeah,
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 whatever the highest rank is, that's what I give it.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was our review for If Beale Street